Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Andrea and this is Beauty with Andy. Thanks for joining me today. So today is going to be a health update. I'm going to be telling you about all my health issues because there are quite a few that I've been having. So I've been having really bad migraines, or what I thought was migraines. And I was having them like from morning to night, and they just didn't go away. At any period in the day they didn't go away unless I took ibuprofen, and even then I could feel the pain still. The ibuprofen just wasn't getting rid of the pain. Anyway, that took me to a first visit to the doctors probably over a week ago now, and I saw a female doctor. I think she was a locum, and she just didn't help me. You know, she did all like the tests that needed to be done just to make sure it wasn't nerve damage or anything like that. So she did all that, but she said it's migraines. You know, you need to go home, you need to rest, you need to keep yourself dehydrated, and just do all that. So that's what I've been doing. Been resting when I can. I mean, I don't sleep the best, as you know, but yeah, I've been doing that. And then today I went to see one of like the head GPs at my surgery, well, not at my surgery, the surgery that I go to, and he was asking me a whole set of different questions. He was basically saying, you know, has there been any nausea, dizziness? And I said no, and he said, well, I don't think it's migraines then. With migraines, you get them, they come in clusters. The headaches will come in clusters, so you'll get them like for 4 hours mainly, 4 to 6 hours, and then they'll go, and then they'll come back. If that's not been happening, if they're there constantly, then that's a sign it's something else. So yeah, basically, you know, he was asking me if I had any pain in my neck here, and I do, like just here at the back. It is so tender, and he was touching it and he said it feels really tender, almost like there's a lump there. And I said, yeah, I've noticed that as well. It really is sore. Like even just touching it here now is sore. It's quite tender to the touch. And then he said, right, it's all connected. So basically, it's here, it's tender here, and then it's like connected to the skull. So the headaches started here, and then they've started travelling around here, and then I've got pain here, and then I've also been having pins and needles down my right arm. It's never ever travelled to my left, so it's the right side that's the problem. So he said, I'm going to give you a stronger inflammatory. So here are my stronger inflammatories, naproxen. They're not that much stronger. Like I was taking ibuprofen, and I was taking 2 every time I took them, and they're like 400 milligrams. So this is only 100 milligrams more, but apparently it's quite the dose. So I've got enough for a month, but he said if I don't feel better in 2 weeks' time, I need to go back and see him, and they'll do further investigations. This one is, it just says 1 to be taken twice a day, so I need to remember that because I'm used to popping 2. So yeah, and you can only take it twice a day, and I can't take any other ibuprofen, whereas I'm used to taking 2 ibuprofen every 4 hours. So I don't know how well these are going to work either, but yeah, we'll see. The main problem at the moment is this tenderness at the back. That's what's making me, I don't know, question it, because it really is sore. And then the other thing is, I went to the opticians yesterday and saw the optometrist at my local Specsavers. And what it's been is, I thought this was connected to the migraines, because at that time I thought I did have migraines. Oh, by the way, it's not migraines, and it's tension headaches. So let's just rewind a little bit. So the doctor that I saw today, who, you know, I trust his opinion, so yeah, he said the tension headaches and it's all connected. And he said, are you under any stress at the moment? Well, yeah, I am under quite a bit of stress. He said, where you can, try not to be. But it's like, you can't avoid stress if you've got stress in your life. You can't just push it to the side. Well, I can't anyway. I'm quite a worrier in that sense. So yeah, I'm gonna obviously try and not worry about things so much, but I am quite stressed. So I am quite stressed. So obviously that is the main cause of it. Stress and tiredness. So now we're moving on to the eye problem I had. I've still got it because right, I'll just tell you what the optometrist said. So I went to the optometrist. They did all the eye tests, like to see if there was any nerve damage. They put like the yellow dye in my eyes, which allowed them to see the back of my eye. There is no nerve damage at all. He could only find one problem, and that was the fact that my eyes are super dry. So I need to get some eye drops and, you know, remedy that. So that's easily remedied. I thought that, I mean, because it was just the right eye, the left eye really wasn't giving me any problems. The right eye was. It kept flickering. I kept getting double vision and like black spots, and I'm thinking there's something just not right here. So he had a clinic at the Specsavers and said, and the receptionist said it's a minor eye clinic. If obviously there's any problems, then they'll send you to the hospital. But there is no problems, so that's all good there. Like this eye has been getting a tiny bit bloodshot, but I think that's just through tiredness, and I've just got naturally dry eyes to go with my naturally dry skin, especially under my eyes here. They get really, really dry, but that comes with age. I did ask him why they're so dry, and he said it could be your environment, but naturally as you get older, your eyes get drier. Your eyes get drier, just like your skin does. And I'm like, okay, I'll get the eye drops and see if they help. And then the third and final thing, guys, is, you know how I did that thing for the sleep clinic where I had to put the monitor like across my chest area, and then the belt across my waist, and then the pulse on my wrist there. Well, it didn't work out. I know it's not worked out. I went and spoke to one of the nurses in the pulmonary function room, which is just in the hospital, in the chest clinic, and I just basically said, look, can I have a word? And she said, yeah, of course. And I said, look, I don't think it's worked out. I don't think you'll find anything on this monitor, just because I didn't get any sleep that night. My insomnia was really, really bad. I said I probably got about half an hour, 40 minutes, and she said, well, we won't be able to, you know, test that sleep because it's such a short amount. I said, I don't know if I felt so restricted and I just couldn't sleep, or like I was self-conscious of the fact that there was all this equipment on me, because I am such a light sleeper, or my insomnia was just there that day. It was like really, really prominent, and I just couldn't sleep anyway. And she said, what we'll do is we'll look at the recording, and we might have to repeat the test, but what we'll do is we'll do it like more simplistic. So all you'll need to do is take the like pulse thing home, that what attached to your wrist, and then just do that, and that will monitor your heart rate. I don't know if it monitors your oxygen levels though. That's the only thing. That's what I'll have to ask them if and when I go back. I'd be very surprised if they've got enough of that recording to diagnose me. I know that I've got a problem with sleep, and obviously I think I do have sleep apnea, but I don't think they'll be able to tell me just off that short amount of sleep I had. As soon as it stopped recording, I probably got about 2.5 hours sleep, so they'd be able to tell off that, I think, but not just half an hour. Anyway, I just thought I'd come on camera and let you know a bit of my health updates. I'm hoping in a couple of weeks these headaches will have gone completely. I don't like the fact that I'm having to take naproxen or any other painkiller. I don't take painkillers unless it's absolutely necessary, just because I'm on some other medications, and I just don't like doing it. I'll only take ibuprofen when I've got a headache, and it's like a really strong headache, or when I've got toothache. Other than that, I just stay away from them, because it's like masking your pain with a tablet. So if you're completely taking tablets like all the time, you don't know if the pain's still there or not. And not only that, things like this can be addictive. Like ibuprofen can be quite addictive, and that's why they tell you not to take them for more than 10 days. And I think this is why the doctor has given me these, just so we can change the tablets up. Now, I do have asthma, and like, I shouldn't be taking ibuprofen in the first place, and I did say to him, look, I've got asthma, are these going to be okay? And he said they're in the same family as ibuprofen, so if you can take them, you'll be able to take these. It's just a stronger inflammatory. Of course, I'm going to read the instructions before I even pop one of these pills. But yeah, this is where we're at the moment with my health. So I'm hoping I'm not going to have to go back to the doctors in 2 weeks' time. I'm hoping it's going to kind of sort itself out. But I've not had pain like this, guys. Like, on the scalp, like, travels all the way down. And then, like, in the head, the back of the scalp, down the neck, through the arm, and like on the back of the arm there, and it's like, oh my god, this pain needs to go now. 2 weeks of constant pain, it just needs to go. But anyway, I want to talk to you about something fun now, now that I've had a bit of a rant about my health. Hope you're all well, by the way. Yes, so today is going to be my weekly Shop My Stash. So what we're going to do is we're going to change it all out. I'm not going to be doing the weekly Shop My Stash reviews anymore, just because I've got other ideas, and I've got like videos backed up on the channel that need to go up, and I'm doing like 2 new series. I'm doing Try It Thursdays and Skincare Sundays. So I just don't want to be doing weekly Shop My Stash reviews. I'll talk about the products quite quickly, or I'll try to anyway, as I'm going through them now, and then it will be going up every Wednesday. So I'm not too sure what Monday's video is going to be now, but all I can say is for the moment I'm just not going to be doing that weekly Shop My Stash review. I think it's overkill anyway, putting a weekly Shop My Stash review on and then obviously shopping my stash. I just want to go back to the old way that I used to do it and just put 1 video on a week of where I shop my stash. So let's get into the everyday makeup drawer now, guys. Right, so again we've got this little basket, so I put all my stuff in here now when I finish using it for the week, and then I also put things in here from the other makeup collection as well. So let's go into the everyday makeup drawer, because I was already talking for 8 minutes there. Right, so this is the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil. Absolutely love this. It's definitely a holy grail for me. Can't say anything bad about it. It's my shade. Really love it. So this one is going back. I've used that a lot this week. So I'm going to leave this in. This is the NARS Orgasm. That will be left in. This Super Shock highlighter is going to be left in as well in Lunch Money, and then this one always stays in. This is the MAC Soft and Gentle. I'm trying to use that more. This stays like it is, and yeah, I mean, I've been using this one quite a bit. just because this one has got the cocoa oil in and not the cocoa butter. I think this is a better formula, so they stay there. Right, clips stay over there. Right, so I've not used any of this. I didn't even use this. And I've been trying to use that up. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Champagne Diamonds Colour Chameleon. Really like that. So yeah, I need to use that more. Right, so primer. This one can go back because I used it. I've got an idea of what primer I want to pull instead. This primer is staying in because it's Project Pan. It's the Mali Perfect Prep Poreless Primer. This powder is going back. This powder is going back. Right, so they're staying like that. Foundations, this one will go back. So Missa Perfect Cover BB Cream, I've really enjoyed using that. This one is going back as well. Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. I think I'm going to keep that in for an extra week. I really like it and I've only used it a couple of times. So it's the Rimmel Good to Glow Project Pan. This concealer can go back. I really don't know how I feel about that, guys. The concealer seems fine, but the doe foot is really scratchy. So yeah, I'm not too sure how much use I'm going to get out of that. Right, so then like all that is staying the same. Right, so Project Pan. Right, so this is where I keep my bigger palettes. Right, so this is my Too Faced chocolate bar, which is part of Project Pan. This is the I Heart Makeup Golden Bar. And I haven't used all the eyeshadows. I've only used the ones that I really enjoyed using. And to be honest, it's all shimmers, so I don't even know what I'm going to do with this palette. I'll make that decision next week when I've used the final palette. I think there's just one more palette after the one that's at the back there, so we'll put that back into my makeup collection. And then this one is the Death by Chocolate. So I prefer this more than that one, guys, and I'm surprised because this is cool toned. I don't really go in for cool toned eyeshadows. Maybe I'm changing my preferences, but this one does have mattes in it, so that's probably why I like it more. I think I'm going to keep it in for another week. And then I'll do the review on the I Heart Makeup chocolate bars next week. So, right, let's just leave that there. These are just my magnets for my Z palette. Right, let's go down. Right, so this Becca and Jaclyn Hill palette can go back. I have hit pan on Champagne Pop. Let me just show you that. Just cut out for no reason. How bizarre. Yeah, so Champagne Pop I've hit pan on. I don't know how I managed it, but at some point I must have been using it like crazy. Probably when I first got it. I've not used it in a long time. Prosecco Pop is too dark for me really, but I've been mixing them, trying to get use out of it because I don't want it to go to waste. These two shades here, what are they called again? Rose Spritz and Pamplemousse. So Rose Spritz there and Pamplemousse. I've been mixing them together because they are a similar shade. So that's matte, that's dewy, and it looks really nice. But I'm not going to keep it out for another week just because I've got a blush. That NARS Orgasm one is very similar in tone. So I'll be using that. Then we've got this Revolution Radiance palette. Didn't use it last week, so it's... I think I'm going to keep it in, but I'm also going to pull the other one. My thinking on this week's setting powders is I'm not going to pull a setting powder just because I've only got two. I've got the e.l.f. Under Eye Setting Powder, which I've put back in here. And then I've also got the Laura Mercier one, and I've been using them quite good. I've been quite good at using them, sorry. So what I want to do is pull the Beyond Radiance palette, and it's got like a white shade that is really good for under eye setting. I'll show you that when we get to my drawers. This is going to be staying in. It's the Revolution and Imagination Highlight to the Moon palette. It's Project Pan. This one can go back as well. I thought I would be decluttering this for sure. I wasn't too sure at the time of me pulling it, but I absolutely love it, guys. I love this contour shade and this highlight shade as well. I didn't think I'd like that, but it's really, really pretty and looks really natural on the skin. These two shades I can't wear. The bronze shade is really dark, and then this one is too orange toned to be using as a powder. So I will only use those two powders up that I enjoy. Then we've got the Bronze Highlight and Glow. It's not Project Pan or anything, but I like to have it in here for this shade especially. Is it Sundown? Yeah, Sundown. So when I've got a matte bronzer, I like to put this over top of it, and it gives a really nice finish, really nice and glowy. So that's what we've got in here at the moment. Third drawer down, we've got some lipsticks. I need to find a place for them. And then we've got, these 17 Dazzle the Night Shimmer Rocks, and these were another thing that was on the chopping block, just because it's really bulky packaging, but they look so nice on the skin, guys. So they can go back, and then this can go back as well. I've been really enjoying using this week. I've only used it maybe 2 or 3 times, but I am going to put it back and see what else we want to use this week. So that's all of the products that are going back, so quite a lot. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into my everyday drawers here and pull some products for this week, but I'm going to put all these products back first, so I'll see you in a jiffy. Right, so now we're in my everyday makeup drawers, and I've already got like a pore filling primer, so I'm really wanting to pull this one. I've not used this in quite a while, since probably around Christmas time. It's the Sparkle Hydrating Moisturising Under Makeup Primer by Laura Geller, so we'll just pop that in there. Foundations, I need to pull one in for Project Pan, and the sensible option is this one, just because it's nearly done. So it's the L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover. I think it's in the shade Porcelain, even though it looks a lot darker. It looks like it might be ivory, that, but it's not, it's porcelain. So let's pull that one in. And then we need something like dewy, and I'm like gravitating towards that, but there really isn't a lot left, guys, and this is like a mixer as well as a really good foundation, so I'm just wondering if I've got anything else. This Radiance one needs to be used up as well, so we'll pull that in, and I don't know if I'll need to pull in the CoverGirl True Blend. I can't remember how dark it is. I know I've used this recently, but I can't really remember. Don't use it an awful lot. Powders. Right, so I'm not going to pull a pressed powder in. Part of me really wants to pull this one in, though. It's really good. This Wet n Wild Photo Focus. What loose powder's up next? That Rimmel Match Perfection. I don't have that many loose powders. I've only got 2, 3, 4, 6, and all the rest are like compacts. I'm going to bite the bullet and like pull this in, but also I'm going to pull in the Match Perfection one as well, just for options, because I really do like loose powders, and I like this one. As you can see, it's nearly all gone. Bronzers, I don't know if I want to pull a single bronzer. No, I've got an idea of a bronzer that I want, so I don't want anything from here, and I don't want anything from here because I've got like a luminizer face product. So let's just put one of these here now. Shall we put this bigger one in? Let's put them to the... Right, so I can put the peach one at the back now. Don't know why I'm going to put that on top of the Laura Mercier one, and then this one is just going to have to stay there. I need to be using at least one product up from here so I can fit all my powders in, or I don't know, get rid of like one of these like I said last week. I'm still deciding on that. So this is what this drawer looks like. Really like how it is now, much better than it was previously. So let's go down to the actually in the third drawer, just because I don't know what I'm going to do with like blushes and highlights, if I'm going to pull singles or if it's going to be in a palette. But this is something I've not used in a very long time, and it's got a really nice bronzer in here, guys. So that's the bronzer there. It's really light, and it's good for like fair skin, and then it's got a really nice highlighter too. Let me just... So that's the highlighter there. So yeah, we'll pull that. The clasp's gone on that. I don't know what it is with these Makeup Revolution palette. Clasps go on it. And I'm not particularly heavy-handed, so I don't know what's gone on there. Right. While we're in this drawer, we may as well pull the last Makeup Revolution chocolate bar. Oh, it should be at the front. No, that's not it. That's not it. Have we used them all? That's Lemon Drizzle. That's Salted Caramel. That's the peach one. I think we might have used them all, guys. I think it's just that Death by Chocolate that's left. Rose Chocolate Gold. Sorry, Chocolate Rose Gold. And Golden Bar. We have used all the I Heart Makeup chocolate palettes. OMG, I can't believe that. I thought I had one more left. Let me just put these palettes back. Super excited about that. So I'm definitely going to be doing a review on all of these palettes here. I think there are, how many? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 8 of them. So I'll be doing a review on them. Either next week or the week after, and just letting you know my thoughts, showing you if I'm going to be decluttering any. I think there are a couple of other Revolution ones I want to declutter. I think I'm going to have a break from Revolution. I've got all these palettes at the back here that are Revolution as well. I've got the Tammy Clark one there that I got for Christmas that I've not used. So yeah, and then all these are collabs as well. I don't really have that many collabs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them. And I've already done a review on them. I don't think it's up yet on the channel though, because I've filmed like loads of videos back to back. So that, if it's not up, that'll be going up soon. That's Revolution, so that should be over here. But yeah, really impressed with myself there. So now what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Are we going to pull some single blushes, or are we going to pull a palette with blusher in it? Which I don't think I've got that many here. I mean, I've got a few in here, a few ones in here I could probably use. I want something different from the blusher that's already in there, because I was going to pull this one and this sleek one, which is fairly old, and I just wanted to see if it was good. It's got the bronzer, highlight and the blush, and I love that blush, but maybe we'll save that for another time. Oh, there's another bronzer I want to pull. I saw it on someone pulled it on her channel, like when she did like a get ready with me using Shop My Stash products, which is what I might do this week as well. So I might do that as a try it Thursday, but just obviously call it get ready with me using Shop My Stash products, or I might try something else. Not too sure yet, but she pulled it, and we'll get into that now. Now, I personally have struggled with this bronzer, and if you've been on my channel a while, you'll know I've struggled with it. I just feel like I'm too pale for it, but she was fair skinned like me as well. So it's the Chanel, Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel. And why does this top feel like it's open? Right, so last year I pulled this into Project Pan and barely used it just because I felt like it didn't suit my skin tone, and I had a few of you saying if I really don't like the product, don't keep it, but it is an expensive product and I do want to get my money's worth. I have just swatched it on the hand and it looks kind of beautiful. I mean, it does look orange toned and I have swatched it 2 times. Obviously, you know, if I go in with a light hand it might not look like that. So basically what she did is she put that bronzer on very lightly, because she is very fair like me. I'll link the video in the description box so you can go and check it out. It's only a short video. And then she contoured with the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil. So yeah, I'm going to be using it, or trying to use it. What else? I think that's it for bronzer. Yeah, I think that's it. So let's go to the blushes. Right, so all these I've used is telling me to use this one. This is the Dior. Goodness knows what name it is, because the writing's come off it. So it's telling me to use that one. So I'll pull that one. So that's like a peachy one. And I don't want anything that reminds me too much of NARS Orgasm, like with the sparkle in it. I've used all these, by the way. They just need to be shoved here when I've got room. So that'll probably be in a second. Just thinking about maybe these Max Factor ones. So that one is Seductive Pink. That one is that mauve one, which I'm really not too sure I'm even going to keep in the collection. And this one is Seductive Pink. Let's be a little bit adventurous and try the mauve one again. I tried it last time and I thought to myself, well, just give it one more last chance. Right, so let's bring these forward and then maybe we can pop some of these in the back there. Right, so that looks a lot better. I mean, at some point I'm going to have to go through these because these always get left. Concentrate more on the front, so yeah, they get left. But for now, we'll just pull the 2 blushes, just because we've got that one from NARS as well in the everyday makeup drawer. So yeah, this is where I keep like blushes, higher end face palettes, and then my highlighters are here. So shall we just pull one highlight, this Mermaid Glow one, because I've got the one in the bronzer. Yeah, I've got the one in the bronzer palette, so I don't need to be pulling any more than that. Right, and I've had to put this one here just because it won't fit. I'm sure it would fit on top, but yeah, I'll just leave that to the side. So yeah, that's what all my highlighters look like, and they don't all fit in like the acrylic now, because this used to be in my kitchen. It used to hold pasta and rice and things like that, but I just thought, you know, put it in the drawer and like moved the one that held my highlighters into my everyday makeup drawer, and most of the highlighters fit. So yeah, we'll just leave it like this at the moment. Okay, so eyeshadow palettes, guys, what are we gonna do? Because I have been pulling 2. You know, I really think I'm going to pull in something rather special. I don't think it's in here. Part of me really wants to use this BH one though. I can always use that like the following week. So let me take you over to where I keep this very special palette. So yeah, I don't think we'll be pulling anything from here this week. Guys, have you guessed what it is yet? So it's this one. This one I got on Black Friday. So it's the Urban Decay Naked Honey, and I think I want to do 3 looks, 1 palette with this. So let's just take it over to the vanity and I'll open her up and you can see what she looks like, even though we all know what she looks like, but you can see mine. I have used it once. I kind of tested it out on Black Friday, and then I thought to myself, just put it away for Christmas. Your present to yourself for Christmas, even though it was kind of used. But yeah, I did that. So just hang on 1 second. Right, so I have been wanting to use this for so long now. I mean, we're in March and I've had it since November, even though I didn't give it to myself till Christmas Day, but even then I didn't use it. I've been using the Revolution palettes just because I want to bring you that review and declutter some, really, because they are bulky, probably about as bulky as this, but these go in that little glass thing I've just shown you. So let's, oh, I can't open it up with just one hand. Guys, how pretty is this? I cannot wait to do a few looks with this palette. I know a lot of them will come out pretty much the same because all there is really is like, it's a neutral palette but with like golden tones running through it, so you're probably going to get the same look, but I don't care about that. These shades are right up my alley, especially these. So we've got Golden and Honey, and Amber there, and even, what's that one? H-Bic. Probably haven't pronounced that right, but yeah, and I even like these lighter shades here. I like it all, apart from maybe this brown shade. I don't tend to wear dark eyeshadow, but yeah, I can imagine that would look nice like on the lash line. So yeah, I can't wait to do the review using this palette, and I'm glad that I finally got around to being able to use it. I've still got some from Christmas that I need to use, like that BH Cosmetics one that I wanted to use just now, so that's going to be coming up. And then we've got my Lion King The Wild Side palette that I got for Christmas, and then we've got also the Disney Minnie Mouse palette as well. So I've got quite a lot to use and like do reviews on, try it Thursdays and whatnot. So yes, we will be using this week as well as the I Heart, why can't I think? I Heart Makeup Death by Chocolate. So I'm not going to leave it in the box, I'm just going to leave it out like that. I think I'll just leave that there next to the acrylics. But also I was going through my eyeshadows earlier and I noticed this one needs to be used. So I'm going to pull it out and try and make a point of using this as well. So that's that. And I think that would go really nice with that palette. And then there was like Game Changer, we'll pull that out. We'll pull Telepathy out, just the kind of shades that would look really, really nice with that palette. So golden tones, just to be able to use that palette a little bit more. So that's what they look like. I don't think I want to pull any glitters out. That'd go as well. We'll pull it out just in case. But I think that's it then. Right, so we'll leave that as it is. I have pulled some lipsticks out already, but I was going through this the other day and I saw this. I think I'm just going to pull the Ciate Liquid Velvet in Sydney. I'll leave it up here. I mean, I do like this one as well. This Stila in Patina and also Perla. But yeah, if I use these like one a week, just to get more use out of them. I mean, I do have like 15 lipsticks to use in like March's lipstick edit, so I don't want to pull too much in. But yeah, let's just do that. And I think that's it, guys. So we're going to put everything in the everyday makeup drawer, and then we'll I'll show you what that looks like. No, it wasn't it. Right, so I want to use this palette as well. It's the Beyond Radiance palette, and like I was saying before, I want to use it for that white shade there. That makes a really good inner corner highlight. So let's put that in the basket as well, and then that is definitely it. So let's put everything in the drawers. It really doesn't feel like there's much in my makeup drawers this time. I hope you haven't forgotten anything. Right, so Project Pan. This little beauty we've just pulled in, so I want to get quite a bit of use out of this week. That might fall to the side just because this one is so beautiful. How gorgeous is that packaging though, guys? Seriously. And I got that at such a great price as well. In the UK it retails for £42. And then on Black Friday I think it was either £24 or £25, and I couldn't really leave it at that price. Even my mum said, you know, get it, you know, treat yourself, and yeah, I did, and I don't regret it. I mean, paying £42 probably like near Christmas time I wouldn't have, just because it is near Christmas time, and I think unless you know it's a really great palette, that is kind of, the price is kind of high. And so many companies do like dupes these days. Like Revolution is a good company that do dupes for higher end palettes, so you don't really need to spend an awful lot of money on makeup. I've gone more on the budget side of makeup. You know, I do shop a lot at Superdrug now, rather than Debenhams. I mean, I'll only go to Debenhams when sales are on and things like that, and when they give you a really, really good price. Like sometimes they'll only give 10%, and that's not a lot on a palette like that. £4.20, you know, not really a lot, but when it was £24, it's like you've got to grab it. Even the girl who worked at Debenhams counter said, obviously this is a new palette. She was speaking to me like I didn't really know makeup because I didn't have makeup on that day. She said, this is a new palette, it's not been out that long, and it's gone down like to this price. It's like nearly half. And I said, yeah, I know. Can't believe it myself. I'll take one of those, please. Thank you kindly. But yeah, right, so that's that. And then we've got the Death by Chocolate there, and I do want to get a bit of use out of this, but I don't know how much use I'll get out of it. Probably next week I'm going to focus on the Project Pan eyeshadows that are in here. I'm going to also talk about how I failed using this Too Faced chocolate bar in a video. So yeah, you can look forward to that when I do my update. Here, I haven't failed on this. I've done really, really well. This is the Revolution and Imagination Highlight to the Moon palette. I'm going to put my Project Pan update here so you can see it if you've not already seen it. Really like this, so this always stays in. Then I've got the two Revolution. There's Beyond Radiance there, and then the Radiance palette there, so we're going to try and use them up, get a bit more use. I've left the lipsticks in, I just don't know where to put them at the minute. We've got the Revolution, I think it's Bronze and Glow. Yeah, it is, Bronze and Glow. And then the Chanel, Tan de Chanel, whatever it is, Soleil Tan de Chanel. So yeah, I definitely want to use that. Maybe use them both together and see how that looks. So that's my acrylic drawers there. By the way guys, just an update on this perfume. I haven't used it in probably a week now, but I've still got the headaches. I didn't think it was the perfume. I have been using this one, so this one has been rolled into my Project Pan. So I'm just going to use this for another week, and then I'll probably go back to this one. Just use that up because there is only a tiny bit left, probably about, yeah, there's less than half. And then I'll just keep this one here, and that one can be used next. Back in the everyday makeup drawer, so we're just going to talk about the products I've just put in. So we've got the Mermaid Glow there. That's quite nice. It is quite icy, but it's really quite nice. And then we've got this Dior blush, and then we've got the Max Factor nude mauve. Really don't. I think that might be getting decluttered, you know, guys. But I've been surprising myself recently, pushing myself out of my comfort zone, so who knows, it might stay. This stays. Then we've got my Colourpop Super Shock eyeshadows. I do just want to get some more use, and I thought using that Urban Decay Naked Honey palette would be ideal because they're the similar tones. So yeah, I'm going to use them, and hopefully use this as well. What shade is this? This is in Combat. This came from Primark, and I've not seen them recently, so I don't think they still sell them. And then this in the inner corner would look absolutely stunning as well. And this one is in the shade Chemtrail. So that's that. Then we're moving on to our base products. So we've got the Laura Geller Spackle Hydrating Moisturising Under Makeup Primer. Then we put this Rimmel Match Perfection in, and then we put the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Pressed Powder in, and then that stayed in. This is Project Pan, so that stays in, and that's also Project Pan. Let's move the Project Pans together, and then put the just the normal Weekly Shop My Stash together like that. Base products here, so we've got a couple that I want to use up. We've got the Bourjois City Radiance and the L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover, and I like these kind of like packagings because you can cut it and then you can get every single droplet of product out. So yeah, I like it when I can Project Pan things well. And then this has stayed the same from last week, and a lot of the products are in there constantly to be used up. Same here really. This has only recently come in, but yeah, that's Project Pan, and they all stay in. I've been using this a few times last week, which I really liked. In the inner corner, it's the Stila Smudge Pot. It's meant to be a waterproof gel eyeliner, but I just use it as an inner corner highlight. It's in the shade Kitten, which is the popular shade. So this is all we've got in our everyday makeup drawer. It just feels like there's something missing, but yeah, we'll just leave it like this, I guess. By this point, this video is probably really long. Thank you for watching. It really does mean a lot. Thank you for